Welcome, ladies and gerbils, to your thoughts here. This is going to be a thoughts video, a recap, kind of a thoughts here, whatever comes to my mind, in regards to NWA Powerrr. Came out New Year's Day, January 1st edition. I believe the title was Something Left to Prove, I believe. Don't quote me on that. We're just going to give you my random thoughts here on this episode. A couple of things, stuck out to me. I want to go and just jump around. No particular order whatsoever. I didn't break down the, in these episodes, obviously, if you guys just started watching NWA Powerrr, sometimes they are an hour, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit less. So this week's episode was about 53 minutes. And, first opening segment here. And again, let me preface this by saying, to me, the NWA, with this revamp, the NWA gives you a mystique of having, being everything what happens in NWA is supposed to be important. It's of merit, it's of respectability, it's about accountability. And I know you have your faces, you have your good guys, you have your bad guys. But that's overall the whole premise of what happens in the NWA is settled in the ring, because everything is held with high regard and high prestige. In that opening segment, in that opening dialogue between Tim Storm and Nick Aldis, there is a back and forth there. Tim Storm is all fired up, ready to go. He's giving his opening thoughts. He's ready to face Nick Aldis in the main event in tonight's episode. And then, Nick Aldis comes out, and he's saying, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm just doing this for fun because, no one, there is no competition. I'm doing this for fun. What do you mean for fun? This is a serious title belt that you're trying to win. What exactly is fun about it? The competitors in NWA are top of the world. That's what they want us to believe. And you're doing this for fun. Now I get it. He's supposed to be like, what do you want to call him? A heel or a tweener. So I get why he would be saying that. But I just don't like the way it came across. As if this TV title, which you put up on a literal pedestal, and you make it known, you highlight it, and it's right there in the open to be seen. This is not a Mickey Mouse belt. This is a TV championship with lineage, and you have all this cutting on the line. Like, I'm just doing this for fun. So what does that say about the title, where he really doesn't care about it? What does that say about the competition? Now, I might be nitpicking here. I get it. He's a tweener, heel. He's supposed to say these things to knock down everyone and make himself this egomaniac. All right, but still, a certain part of me just did not like the way that came across. I also did not like this whole segment between Melina and her faction, and and the women's champion. This whole, they're not even like facing each other. They're all sitting down. You know, Melina's group is sitting down, and they you know, it's not even like it's a confrontation. Melina's group is sitting down, and they're talking amongst each other as to why, you know, they attacked the women's champion. How she's trying to hold everyone back. How she's afraid of competition. And then you have the women's champion saying, well, you know, I'm brutally honest. I'll tell you when you have lipstick on your teeth and, you know, yada, yada, yada. It just, to me, I didn't like it. It just came across as if it was a, you know, as if it was a Dr. Phil segment, right? She's like, I don't know, like the women's champion's like, I don't know why she's like this, and I guess she has other influences, and just real disappointing, like, and I get it, she's acting, you know, hurt. Her and her former, you know, friend traveled up and down the road, and then she was betrayed. But it came across as a Dr. Phil segment. Again, NWA, all the business is settled out in the ring. Prestige fight, clean fight, NWA prestige. Not Dr. Phil segments. I just don't like, you know, the way it came across. It came out real like, like, okay, I mean, I'd rather not, you know, let's move on to something better than that. You know, really didn't like it at all. At least maybe if you were going to do something like that, at least have the two sides be on opposite facing each other. They didn't even have that where the two sides were facing each other. They're, you know, we're all talking amongst each other in separate clips, separate interviews. Eli Drake, yeah, is that supposed to be the Stone Cold Steve Austin what? Yeah, like he was saying it like almost every other word. Yeah, trying to get that word over. Like the Stone Cold Steve Austin what? Listen, Eli Drake, I still don't know if he's a face or a heel. He just maybe wants to fight everyone. You know, he was mentioning that he wants to fight, you know, that he's willing to fight Ricky Morton for whatever reason. If Aldis doesn't want to fight Ricky Morton, and that, you know, he will fight Ricky Morton if he wants to fight. So first he wants to fight Ricky Morton, then he, you know, wants to go after tag team gold, and he's busy, you know, but he's also knocking Ken Anderson, you know, saying he would never have a two-time loser be his tag team partner. And so I don't know like what is going on here. He's trying to find a tag team partner, but then he wants to fight Ricky Morton. He wants to fight Aldis because Aldis is holding him back. He wants to fight everyone, and then he wants to be a tag team champion. So just out of nowhere, he's, you know, he recruits Colt Cabana. He's trying to recruit Colt Cabana. He's knocking, Drake is knocking Ken Anderson's friend, Colt Cabana's best friend, Ken Anderson, saying, let's forget Ken Anderson. Why don't we tag as a tag team? It just felt weird, a real promo. It just seemed like it was all over the place for me, honestly. A little bit too many different directions going on there. I will tell you that I liked what I seen out of Trevor Murdoch. Finally, now let me phrase that. Finally, we have some type of justification as to why this guy has a TV TV title tournament spot, as well as maybe why he got why he was able to get a TV contract. NWA contract, because honestly, he's been on such a losing streak, been losing way more than he's been winning, and yet he still gets a NWA contract, and he gets a TV championship title, tournament spot deal. And it didn't make any sense. If we're talking, what was the merit, what was the reason for being put in a tournament if you can't even win a match? Well, although it was one match, we finally had Trevor Murdoch win a match. And not only is it a win, it's against your national championship, which I think kind of puts a little bit of a, just not 100%, but it puts a little bit of a justification for me as to why Trevor Murdoch deserves a contract and deserves a spot. Well, because he is capable on beating one of your higher skilled talents in Aaron Stevens, being that he is a current championship holder. So that maybe in a sense at least justified it a little bit. Not completely, but a little bit. I said it before and I'll say it again. To me, NWA needs some type of a commissioner, like an on-air commissioner that makes appearances every time there's some type of match, drama, conflict, and explains why, or just, is able to make matches on the spot because he is the authority. He has authority given to him. Like in the main event, it was supposed to be Aldis versus Storm. Two parts to this. I didn't like the fact that Aldis pretty much said, well, the TV title is not worth me getting injured for. It's not a match that's worth getting injured for. Well, this is a championship that you're holding with prestige. Your every other segment is about that TV title and what lineage it has, and then you have your world's champion, who at one point was saying, well, I want to be to hold two belts, to then saying I was just doing this for fun, to then saying, well, it's not worth me getting hurt. It's not that's not a good look for me, for the TV title, a championship that you're reintroducing and trying to make it seem like it's prestigious royalty. Instead, but those comments, it makes it seem like it's a jobber, type of 24/7 championship belt, hardcore title, and that's not the case. And then the second part, being that this tag team tournament is supposed to be prestigious, how is all this taking himself out of the match, first of all? So at that point, shouldn't Tim Storm automatically advance via countout? That doesn't happen. Instead, what he does is he takes himself out and he inserts Royce Isaacs. What makes Royce Isaacs a single competitor? Why put him in a TV title tournament? He's a singles competitor. That's all we have seen him as. Singles. How is he put in that tournament? With no merit, no justification. Devalues to me, and I'm nitpicking, I know, but it devalues to me that tournament. At the very least, have a quote-unquote TV commissioner have someone with authority explain and justify the moves and the changes to the matches, not a world's champion having authority for that. It might be even better if they even said, well, we just got word from the back that this match has been made. Maybe they said that and I didn't catch it. But, times like this, in that instance, you need some clarification, some justification, a commissioner, some type of authority figure, on your TV show. So I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking with you guys very soon again. This week, NWA Powerrr, all things considered, I probably give it, a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I like the promos. They were, though some promos went a little bit in different directions, they're a little bit confusing. They were at least said with meaning, and they made sense. You could tell that these, to me, it didn't seem like these promos were scripted. There was conviction, there was passion. I like the the Tim Storm match versus Isaacs. That was a good match. Didn't like the Melina and her faction versus Ashley Vox and her faction, kind of back and forth like Dr. Phil. Didn't like that. It didn't like, honestly, the Aaron Stevens, his first match. It's just something like it was a little bit too much with the karate, the 10th degree, treating the belt like it's a karate championship. No, it's the national championship. Just got a little bit on my nerves. But again, cuts a great damn promo in Aaron Stevens. So to me, this episode was more about the promos. So just based on that, get 6 out of 10. Overall, overall solid showing for me. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon.